Rashaun Freeman's pro basketball journey has taken him to faraway lands like France, Belgium, and Israel. It's also led to amazing personal growth for Rashaun. Once shy and quiet in front of people, Ray overcame severe dyslexia to earn a college degree. He is now an accomplished public speaker.
Somebody who had a real big impact in my life, and I don't think people realize how big of an impact he had on my life, was James Thomas, aka Jakey. By him being successful on every level and coming from the same exact place that I came from, allowed me to dream bigger than just playing in high school. You know, it was a point in time where I was playing, I want to say I was in 11th grade, and we scrimmaged Christ the King in New York. And then right after the scrimmage, we won, by the way. And after the scrimmage, we went to see James Thomas. This is when he played at Texas. He was in like the preseason NIT in Madison Square Garden. To see a college game live and to see somebody that I've always looked up to ever since I was younger, you know, just allowed me to dream bigger. You know, like there was times where I would go to his house and ask for sneakers, ask for shorts and different things like that. And like he would just show me the ropes and tell me what to look out for and things like that. And then to actually see him play, I automatically felt like I could do it because I knew him. You know, we grew up in the same place, and it allowed me to dream bigger. Me and Willie Dean, you know, we got a lot closer as I got older, because you got to understand, when I was in 8th grade, it was when Jakey and Willie won that first state championship for Schenectady High. So when I went to, when I played varsity as a 9th grader, Willie and Jakey was gone, and Willie, you know, went on to play college and to be really successful overseas. And when I went overseas and when we started working out together and things like that, we got closer. And like I really looked up to him as well, because he's always did it the right way. You know, he comes from a really good family, a good background, and he always led by example. You know, he was squeaky clean as far as, you know, his image and the way he carried himself. And you always could tell, especially me, like he was raised the right way. Like he had a good mom and dad who really cared about his development, and you can see it in the way he carried himself. For me, like, I consider myself a hard worker, but to see his work ethic is second to none. Like, you know, he would do things to make me seem like I wasn't doing enough. He set the bar real high. Like, if there was ever a time where you needed motivation or you needed somebody to show you the way as far as being a true professional and just working on your craft and reaching your full potential, that's the guy to call. One would think, how can I get motivation and inspiration from Mark Lyons, aka Cheeks? I mean, he got too many nicknames, but how can I get inspiration from him when he's a lot younger than me? What you don't understand is that James Thomas and Willie Dean, like, they would perform me. Like, I looked up to them, you know, and Mark Lyons, he came up after me, you know. So when I knew, you know, he was the next up and he was the next one to grab the torch and run with it, I knew I had to be on point, because I know he was coming up in high school rankings and I was in college at the time. So I always had to lead by example. I always had to come home and let him know what was what and kind of point him in the right direction. And, you know, he had the talent. I mean, as far as confidence goes, there's not a person in this world that I've met, and I've traveled all around the world, there's not a person that I've ever met that had more confidence and swag than him. You know what I mean? Like, when he was younger, you know, he was good, but he had all the confidence. And then when his game developed and he had the confidence and swag, you know, he became who he is right now. To see his development and to know the things that he had to overcome and the challenges that he had, and to see how successful he is right now as far as on the college level and the professional level now, is just like, it's just crazy to me. Like, you know, like, it holds a special place in my heart because I've actually seen his development and seen the things that he had to go through, you know. So I'm seeing it from a different perspective than a lot of other people do. And I'm gonna be completely honest with you, and I'm not just saying this because, like, that's my dude, but I played against I didn't see him so much, and there's not a guard that I've ever played against that could hold a candle to him. Like, I'm just being honest. You know, like, there's always a debate about the Capital Region and whose teams was better, who's the best big man, point guard, all. I don't really get into that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm from Schenectady, like, Double A's. Like, I worry about me. I worry about us. Like, I worry about the four horsemen. James Thomas, Willie Dean, and Mark Lyons. Like, that's all I'm really, like, you'll never hear me debating about anybody else. You know what I'm saying? It's about the home team.
So they always get the question who would win the 2001 team or the 1998 team with Willie Dean and Jakey and those guys. I mean, you don't have to say who's going to win, but just touch on how you think the game will play out from your perspective.
Go back in time and watch those two teams play against each other. That would be a heck of a lot of fun. It would be a great basketball game. I think with Ray and Jakey going at it in the post,